Hello, Aquarius. Thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Bradley Valentine. I want to go with these first, so let's do that. Alright, I feel like we're doing cardinal directions. It's like a central. Alright. We're reading this way, around. I feel like you're dealing with a person here. I'm getting the King of Wands. And of course, this is a general reading, so it doesn't mean it can be any gender. This person could be any gender. That being what it is, this person is very dynamic, very driven, sees things in more the black and white is what I'm getting. As in, this is what we need to do, this is what we're going to do. Sees like yes, no answers and moves forward accordingly fairly quickly. So that's the energy you're dealing with. Somebody who's very active and just seems to move, makes quick decisions and moves on those decisions. Seems like very left-right decisions too. Like it's either yes or no, moves forward on that. So that's the person you're dealing with. If this reading is going to hit with you, it may take you a moment to really connect with who that is. Some of you might be like, I know exactly who that is. Now, alright, so that's what we're dealing. I feel like that's the only reason they're pulling that card out, to explain that energy you're dealing with. This person is going to be the same through this whole reading, by the way. But the Ace of Swords is popping in. Is this you? I don't feel like this is you. I don't feel like that's you. I feel like this is the energy you're dealing with. Okay, I just had to be sure with that. The situation takes hold. This person is initiating this, correct? Well, let me put that down. Is this you? So wait a minute. You're dealing with this energy here. This person's very active. You're starting this. You're starting this situation. But that person's very dynamic. They go forward easily, one to the next. There's a crow outside looking at me through the window. It's just kind of interesting. That threw me off. Ace of Swords here. They're telling me you're starting this situation. You're kicking it off. But this person is very dynamic, and they seem to be starting off at a run. And I don't really know if that's really to your liking in the beginning. Because I'm getting it, you're not really liking it all that much, but you're like, you know what, it'll work itself out, that's fine. At least it's moving forward. And that's where this is your thoughts, I feel. You're like, yeah, it'll get better. It's starting off a little less than ideal for what I would like, but it's still taking form. It's taking shape, so gotta take the good with the bad here. The other side also is looking at the situation like it can be better. But I feel like they might be more pulling into the control seat here. I feel like that's why we're acknowledging this energy. I feel like this is more of a leader energy than a follower energy. And when they're looking at the situation like this is going to improve, this is going to get better, it's because I feel like they're going to take more control of it, and that's how they're looking at it. And in the very beginning, you're seeing them do that, but you're thinking, well, it won't stay like this. I'll gain some of that control back. I guess we're going to find out soon enough. Now, the situation goes on for a few weeks, because this is a few weeks card. And I feel like the way it starts out is the way it continues. This other person seems to be really holding the control. It seems to be taking over the situation. And they're liking it. 10 of Pentacles, they're cementing into it. They seem to have the control, and they look like they're going to keep it. And on your side, I'm getting the 9 of Swords. You are looking at the situation like, I really didn't want it to work out this way. And you're looking at it also like, if I had just nipped this in the bud in the beginning, maybe this would have worked out differently. And you're kind of looking at it like, you know what, you let it go on this way too long, thinking it would just kind of even out, and it just didn't. I feel like that's where the Nine of Swords comes in. It's kind of like there's a regret about that you didn't step in and slow it down before this. And I feel like you want to try to gain back some of that control. And I'm saying that you want to, but I'm not sure you're going to be able to, because as you go forward beyond this point, even after a few weeks in, you're still trying to find ways to make that happen. The meditation brings answers, makes me feel like you're really trying to think it out. You're constantly trying to look for a way to like put this back in focus the way you originally intended. I'm just not sure if that's happening. I feel like it's going to take a bit more. But I'm also getting, when meditation brings answers, like you're trying to focus the camera more to your liking. You're trying to shift things around. And I feel like between you and the other side, especially when it comes to this person, the situation, this is more about the situation. All right, this person is involved. This person's still there, but they're telling me this is more about the situation. You're getting more involved. You're trying to find more avenues to kind of realign this to what you actually wanted. But they're also telling me you're kind of changing your view about what you want, and you might just stick with where the direction it's going, even though it's not originally what you wanted to. I feel like you're getting more involved, and you're just kind of like, you know what? It's kind of got a life of its own at this point, and you're learning about like what actually, like the Three of Pentacles is a learning card anyway, learning/teaching. I feel like it's more learning for you in this situation, because I feel like it's already cemented in. And I feel like you're learning that. Like it's already kind of stabilized in this other direction that you really didn't originally choose. And I feel like you're kind of like, you know what, I think I'm just going to have to accept this and just find a way to like what's here. I'm not sure that's going to be originally liking to you, but... And I feel like around you there's a lot of support. I feel like other people are explaining about what's going on and why they like what's happening. I'm getting there's a lot of support. The other person got like this Ten of Pentacles. People are very stable with how it turned out, and they like it. And I feel like that's where you're kind of stuck and you can't really change it, because the other people involved are happy and want to keep it where it is. And I feel like you're learning that. And for that reason, that's why you're accepting it for what it is, and you're letting it be. So there's a very dynamic energy you're dealing with here. Whatever this is hitting for you, because for some of you it's work, for some of you it's like a family situation you're planning, and I just feel like you're losing, like this other person's just taking it and running with it, and they're getting what they want out of it. If you're going to have a chance to put this in the direction or put this where you want it to be, it's in the very beginning. Once that moment passes, once it has passed, I should say, I don't feel like you're going to have a chance to reclaim what you want here. Which is interesting, because I feel like you're the one kicking this off. But if you're going to do this and you plan it to work out the way you want it to, when you kick it off, you have to keep control and keep the ball in your court until it's solidified with other people. Otherwise, the other person, like, you're going to have to be really diligent about that, because the other person's very strong, and they're just going to take that ball and run with it. I almost feel like part of you are just going to accept that to start with, because you just don't want to fight with this person, and it's not going to have a bad outcome anyway. It's just about, where you originally wanted it to go, as opposed to where it ends up is not going to be the same, but it's still going to be good, just not where you were originally intended. So I feel like some of you would just be like, you know what, as long as it works out. I feel like some of you are definitely going to look at it this way. Like, you know what, as long as it works out, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not saying everybody's going to feel that way, but I feel like some of you are going to be like, you know what, as long as it works out, whatever. I just feel like you're like, because I feel like you know who I'm talking about with this dynamic energy, if this is hitting with you. For those of you who are just going to let it be, and be like, let this person take over, you know how this energy goes, and you're just like, you know what, it'll be fine. It's not worth the argument. For others of you who really want this to work out their way, the message is you're going to need to do this in the very beginning. Very beginning. Once you lose control, the farther away you get from that moment, the less chance you have of getting it back. Are we good? Okay. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.